Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Legend of the Seeker Weekly. Now, finally back in order and back in rotation, because, my lord, so many things to record, and I wanted to do this properly. So, episode, if I'm able to read this correctly, the Hartland is a bit of a doozy. Why is it a bit of a doozy? I will tell you. So, as we all know from the last episode, because I clearly have been keeping track of what I've been doing, obviously, is that technically, since Zed has left the group, it's a little bit of some odd and awkward tension going on right now, where your boy Richard and your girl Kaylin are kind of like that odd will they won't they kind of couple situation. Which gets a little bit worse when Chase comes into play to just kind of sneak on in back into the plot because good lord, his wife and children are missing because the Dahar are in the Hartlands setting up shop where Richard's brother is, manipulated by the obvious evil people because they have power and he is a ruler of a village/society and he has the intelligence of 3 lima beans rubbed together. And also Anne's back in the plot, but that's mostly just to push the whole will they won't they thing between Richard and Kaylin. That's nothing really important. The important thing is for the Heartland that I want to just focus on, because this is not going to be a long review, just kind of basic bare bones, is that right now it is a bit of a return to the Homestead episode. What I'm saying in that vein is, if you guys have seen my Merlin Weekly reviews, we had a Return to Homestead episode where Merlin went back to his home village to protect it from invading raiders and, marauders who wanted to tear through the whole entire stead. It's a staple in fantasy where the hero has to return to where they once grew up and were known as a nobody and they had blah blah blah, or they were exiled for this reason, they're trying to make amends with blah blah blah. It's the same avenue here where I imagine it's better written by Terry Goodkind in the books, but in the show it's just kind of tacked on of Richard's doing this because although his brother labeled him a traitor and a criminal, he wants to prove to them that he is the hero of legend. He does have this whole thing going on to where he is the man, myth, the legend that the Dahar fear most for a good reason. And with it comes forth a lot of finality involving just how many people are kind of afraid to stand up for the same credences because they're not sure if Richard really is the Seeker or if he is this whole thing or if Dark and Rahl is truly just telling people the honest truth. And it's a whole big dichotomy thing to where the person that should believe Richard the most doesn't, and the people that are the most meh about it are the ones that do. And the only person still in his corner is, of course, still Chase. And Chase is only still involved in the plot because of something that we'll probably be addressing next week. I don't know. I feel like it's just trying to build up on Richard with this Homestead episode, and also the romantic subplot with Kaylin is to also showcase a lot more important stuff later on for developments towards the end of the season, which is slowly approaching. With that being said, the only highlight I could say about this episode is that it not only covers, of course, the evil methodologies of the Dahar involving the corpses of various people from the Heartlands being used up to kind of showcase how evil they are in comparison to what many people in Richard's village, town, settlement are thinking of. But it also showcases that Dark and Rahl and the Dahar really are inhuman in nature. And it doesn't try to sugarcoat it of like, maybe they're nice people in this episode and we should be sympathetic. No, it's very upfront and blunt in your face about how twisted these individuals are, and you shouldn't be trying to see them with kittens and puppies and all that goodness. Small addendum I'm going to say is that there is one likable Daharan, but that's mostly just because they were in love with somebody that Richard was with, but that's also because they have like the small little redemption arc, because it doesn't really matter. It's just this whole big thing. Anyway, the main takeaway for this episode is that Richard basically fakes his death at the end of saving his village to keep everyone off his trail for a little bit, where we'll probably see it get eliminated in, I don't know, an episode or two. So, who knows? But all in all, this episode is interesting for the most part. I did enjoy it. I had to rewatch it because I kind of forgot a little bit about it while I was on hiatus, because this is going back to being weekly, guys. I did not give up on this. I just got a lot going on. And I mean a lot going on running multiple businesses. So, next episodes will be a lot longer, hopefully. But since this is my first episode back with the Legend of the Seekers Weekly, I had to keep up with a good enough pace. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a good one, and get your magics ready, get your swords at your side drawn, and watch out for the Dahar. They eat people.